Centurion 7425 takeoff.
Okay, it's flying season, and I got an airplane, and I got some content, so I'm going to run a short video of flying in Mexico that I get excited about. I get excited about flying into Mexico because, well, for multiple reasons, but it, I kind of refer to it as barefoot flying because there ain't no traffic, there's not much going on, and it's a lot more fun and relaxing. I'm going to narrate through this one a little bit, but first I want to talk a little bit about GoPro. So this footage that you're about to see comes from GoPro cameras. It's been my experience that you need at least 2 GoPros to make one work. I'm disappointed in the reliability of these things. It's always something. It's always something. But the interesting thing, and one of the reasons that I'm such a loyal customer of GoPro is that it has GPS telemetry as part of it. Now, this is a pretty neat feature because you can grab airspeeds out of your airplane, and in flying, airspeed is king, especially around the traffic patterns. So when I go back to look at videos, it adds another level of data that's really interesting for me. The problem is, one of the problems is that the GoPro software that you have to use to take the GPS data and superimpose it in a video sucks. It's called GoPro Quick or something, and it's clearly GoPro is not a software company. So I did find a third-party software, thank you YouTube, that does have overlay gauges that grabs the telemetry data, and it works better. Well, at least it works. The other stuff, the Quick, I can't make work at all. But it does also show that some of the data is missing or it isn't there. This first video is my approach into San Felipe. So there's a saying, I think it goes, there are old pilots and there are bold pilots, but there are no old, bold pilots. I am a very conservative and an extremely safe pilot. My instructors along the way have done a really, really good job of teaching me the right way. I've learned to fly in some of the busiest airspace, maybe in the world, around San Diego and LA, and it's certainly some very complicated airspace. There's Class B airspace for Miramar and for San Diego International, and our GA airports are right in the middle underneath this Class Bravo. I'm a VFR pilot, and I operate, if the margin of safety in my aircraft is here, I operate right in the center. If the weather isn't good, I'm generally not flying. Having said that, I generally will always have an early setup for landing. Stabilized approaches I'm always making stabilized approaches. The 210, the speeds are 85, 80, and 75 on short finals. So I was saying before that your airspeed is king in your aircraft, because without it, the wing doesn't work. So it's important, especially when the airspace is busy and there's a lot of traffic, you got to keep your head on a swivel. And the only way to make sure everything goes smoothly is to set up early and create a stabilized approach where you're not chasing the aircraft. You want to stay well in front of it. Now, having said that, on this topic of flying in Mexico, I'm going to show you a video that is not a stabilized approach. However, that doesn't mean it is unsafe. First of all, what occurs on this approach into San Felipe is there was a pretty strong wind component, and mostly I'm playing around and having fun, but anyway, the wind blew me a little close to the runway, so by the time I turned base and then turned final, I had overshot it. So if you're flying in San Diego when there's traffic, first of all, I wouldn't have let it happen, but it would have been a go-around situation, right? Well, in this scenario, I have nothing to lose. There is not another aircraft in the vicinity at all. It's not a controlled tower. There is a controlled tower, and there's a lady in there, but they don't control you. They make recommendations and advisories. That's about it. So this is a video of an unstabilized approach, but it still is a safe approach to landing. You can see the speeds. I came in faster than normal, and that's because of the crosswind. I generally add 10 knots depending on the speed of the crosswind. So I'm coming in a little bit faster than normal, and I certainly don't put it on the numbers, but it doesn't matter. It's like a 7,500 foot runway at sea level. I need a very small portion of that. So check out my unstabilized approach. I guarantee you I'm having a lot of fun while I'm doing this.